Welcome, I'm Erica Onofrio, and I am going to talk about why your manifestations aren't working and what you can do about it. So, if you're watching this video, you are either already in process of attempting to manifest and maybe things aren't working out how you want them to, or maybe you haven't even started your manifestation journey yet, but you're interested and you want to know more about it before you begin. Either way, kudos to you for showing up for yourself and for trying to create a better reality for yourself, because I know it's not easy, but it's absolutely possible. So let's get started. Now, one of the reasons why manifestations do not work when you're trying your hardest to get them to work is because your conscious mind is not on board with you. What does that mean? A lot of times people will make vision boards for when they're doing manifestations, or maybe they will have a sheet of affirmations that they say every single day, or maybe they'll have like a little vision board photo album in their phone. I've done all of these things, right? So we can choose all of these different ways in order to help our manifestations come into our physical reality. However, it's not enough to simply read through your affirmations every day, or look at your vision board every day, or scroll through that vision board photo album you've created on your phone. That's not enough. It's not enough to just say it and not feel it and really feel into it. And it's not enough if your conscious mind's not on board with you. So I'm going to give an example. If one of your affirmations is, I am happy. And here you are, you've got your affirmation paper, you woke up in the morning and you're like, I am happy. That's not gonna work. Because you're not happy and you're lying to yourself, okay? So you're trying to trick yourself that you're happy and you're not, clearly. But also because your consciousness is saying something else, right? So pay attention. So for example, when you wake up, I am happy. And immediately you hear in your mind the voice of your ego going, no, you're not. Okay, now you know your conscious mind isn't even on board with you for that to come into your reality. Another example. If you look at your paper and you're like, I'm abundant, like that, right? I'm abundant, I'm happy. You're definitely not happy, you're definitely not abundant, and you're definitely not getting there because there's nothing behind it. There's no energy behind that, right? I'm happy. I am happy. Find something to be happy about. We all have at least one thing that we can be happy about. I'm happy. I'm happy because I get to go to work today. I'm happy because I get to do my laundry today and I have a washer and dryer in my house. Okay, I'm big on finding gratitude in tiny little things. I've traveled to a lot of foreign countries where there's nothing. And for me, living in the United States, the fact that I have hot water and cold water and that I have a washing machine and a dryer makes me so happy and full of gratitude every single time I use those things, right? So finding something to be grateful for. I do realize that this is a state of mind, and I do realize that it is something that it's where's the word, perspective. It's a matter of people's perspectives, but you can always find something to be happy for. So when you're saying I am happy, really find something to be happy for, or create something in that day for you to be happy for, whatever that is. Baking makes me so happy, filled with joy when I bake. So if I need to feel extra happy one day, I'm gonna bake some cookies or some muffins or something like that. That's gonna make me happy. So doing the things that make you happy and acknowledging the things that you already do have that are part of your happiness helps put you in that space and put you in that vibration of actually truly being happy. And then how energy works and that law of attraction is that the happier that you are, that you've made yourself and that you put that energy in your field, the more of it that you then attract back to you. So it just gets amplified and amplified and amplified. A lot of times I see that people, and I've done this myself as well, have a fear of being grateful for the things that they already have because they're afraid that the minute they become grateful for them, they're going to lose them. Somehow they're just going to like poof, disappear, or be taken away from them. And that is not how it works. As you build gratitude and as you have gratitude for the things that you have, you then receive more. So when you're doing an affirmation like I am happy, you have to truly feel that happiness. Find something to be happy for. If you have an affirmation of I am abundant, find something to make you feel abundance. And it can be so simple. One of the people that I worked with in the past, she was like, just put on some fancy jewelry when you go grocery shopping and allow yourself to feel abundant when you go grocery shopping with your fancy jewelry on, or do something that makes you feel abundant. At that time when I was working with her, I was like, I feel really abundant when I ride my bike, right? I live on this island. I love living on this island. I manifested this apartment that I'm living in on this island. And to me, when I go bike riding on this island, that just makes me feel abundant and also makes me feel joy. Those things are free, but they are abundance things. And as you build that abundance, then you again allow it to come back to you, that law of attraction. So if your conscious mind is saying no in the background, you're going to need to work on that. So if you read I'm abundant in the morning in your affirmations and the voice in your head immediately goes, have you seen your bank account? You are not abundant. That's an indication that your conscious mind is not even on board with you for your manifestations, and they're never going to work. In that manner, they are never going to work. And so that's where you you don't want to squash that voice and kind of like shut it down, but you want to engage with it and talk to it about why it's wrong, because it's just a thought, and you don't have to believe everything that you think. And thoughts, we have about 50,000 of them per day. So the more that we can pay attention to the thoughts that we're having, and the more that we can shift those thoughts into positive thoughts, the more that your reality starts to look how you want it to look, the more that your manifestations come into fruition. So your conscious mind has to be on board. Of course, I threw in a little bit there about also taking action towards that. The second reason why people's manifestations don't come into fruition is because the subconscious mind is not on board. If the subconscious mind is not helping you, it's probably hurting you. So it's a very interesting thing. Consciously, I think it's like 2%, we're aware of 2% of what's occurring at any given time whatsoever. The subconscious is apparently responsible for about 95% of the things that we say and that we do. And so if you think about that, it feels disempowering initially, because it's like 95% of what I'm saying and doing is just sort of like this automatic autopilot thing, and I'm not conscious of it. And that really is what the spiritual journey is all about. It is about diving into the subconscious and figuring out what's going on in there, and kind of clearing that space out and filling up with all the positive things that you do want, so that you can have your reality match what you absolutely want it to be looking like. So how do you get into that subconscious mind? Like I said with the first affirmations, right? I am happy, and you immediately hear, no, you're not, okay? Or I'm abundant, and it's like, have you seen your bank account? You are not abundant. That's initially immediate thing. That's the conscious mind. The subconscious is hanging out in the background. So the subconscious mind also might be saying, you're not happy. The subconscious mind also might be saying, you're not abundant. A better example for this one is when someone wants to make six figures. I see this so much in the online business world, right? I want to make six figures. So if someone has that as an intention, like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make six figures, and they're doing all their practices and they're doing them quote unquote properly, right? Let's say that they're doing the abundance actions and the abundance practices, and they're feeling it, and they're even doing meditations and manifesting and visualizing, and they're not getting to those six figures. It's typically because in the subconscious somewhere, there is a belief that says you can't have that for whatever reason. And one of the ones I see a lot is because people believe that they're not truly worth it inside. You will never allow yourself to make more money than you think you are worth. And so if that's what it is, it's diving in. So conscious mind might be like, yes, I'm worth six figures. I want this. And your subconscious is like, we're not worth that. We're not even worth half of that. You're not going to get there. It's not going to happen. So how do you know what's going on in the subconscious mind? This is an interesting one because conscious mind, you obviously know, you can hear it. It's the voice inside your head that's thinking all day long. You can hear that. Subconscious is just slightly below the surface. And so in order to get to that subconscious, there's different practices that you can use. One of those practices is journaling. That's one of my personal favorites. Journaling out, you can do it first thing in the morning, you can journal out. You can do it in with a question, like you can ask yourself a question and you just sort of free write. It's called stream of consciousness. And you're just free writing everything out. You're not judging yourself, you're just getting it all out there. Don't worry, you can burn it or trash it later so no one has to see it. That's one way you can dig into your subconscious and see what's going on in there. And it's really quite eye-opening and amazing to use that practice. Another way you can get into your subconscious is through yoga, particularly yin yoga, helps draw that out to the surface a lot. Another way is through different practices such as meditation or Reiki, or having intuitive readings done. So this is actually the bulk of the work that I do. We do intuitive readings and Reiki, as well as a program. And all of the work that I do is really based on the subconscious mind and us figuring out what's going on in the subconscious so we can make it conscious, and then we can create the reality we want from that space. But you don't need someone else to help you do this. You can do a lot of this on your own. And if you get stuck, or if you get to a place where you don't feel like you are really getting to the root cause, then that's when you reach out for some help. So both of these energies, conscious mind, subconscious mind, both of them have to be on board and sort of like pointed in the right direction in order for your manifestation to come to fruition. And like I said, the conscious mind's a little bit easier to find because it's as simple as listening to yourself saying the affirmation and then hearing what's immediately said afterwards. Sometimes what's immediately said afterward is going to be positive, right? So it's like, I'm happy. And it's like, yes, we are happy, or I said we, but whatever. Or yes, you are happy. Or yes, I am happy. However you speak to yourself in your own mind, okay? So that might happen. Or it's like, I'm abundant. And it's like, yeah, we're abundant. That's a positive conscious mind. It is helping you out. Good, roll with it. If it's not positive, that's where you want to sort of dig into it and see, well, how can I make my conscious mind also believe what I do know is true deep in my heart? And that's just it. Deep inside your heart and deep inside all of our hearts, what do we know is really true? We know that we're worth it. We know that we can create the reality that we want to create. We know that we can do these things. But we just get so caught up in the day-to-day and the dynamics of it all and the how so much that we lose sight of the fact that all of it that you want, it's already inside of you and it's already right there. And all you're doing in the physical is taking these steps in order to get it to become the reality that you see. So what is in your heart is the reality that you are living in your daily life. So you are already creating your reality every single day. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind and the actions that you are taking The thoughts you are having every day are creating the reality that you are currently living. You're already doing it. The only difference with manifestation is that you are switching from what you currently have to what it is that you want. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Know that yes, it's a process, but know that it is possible, and also know that you are worth it to make it happen. Like I said, if you want a little bit of help with this, this is what I do for a living. All the links are down below. I do private readings, and I also do 4 Weeks to Freedom, which is a program that takes you in a deep dive through your subconscious, helps you figure out who you are, what you want out of life, and how you are going to get it, and removes all the blocks and things that are in the way that you don't even know are going on in the background, so that you can live the life that you truly want to be living, because that is why you are here. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, happy manifesting, think happy thoughts. I think that's from Peter Pan, and have a wonderful week.